Hello, my name is Claudia Torres. I'm originally from Lima, Peru, in South America. I just started as an audit analyst at Scotiabank. I've been here for 5 years. I didn't really have any expectations or any really ideas about what coming to Canada was going to be like. I was just really excited about going somewhere and just building myself up from the ground. I was really excited about the opportunity to meet new people, be independent for the first time in my life, as well as to explore a new country I had never been to. Coming to Canada has been the best decision that I've ever made in my life, I would say, because as a student, I was not only exposed to people that were from many different backgrounds, so I learned a lot about different cultures, and that helped me open up my mind as well as my thinking. Additionally, as a student, not only at the university level, but also in the communities and in my friendship groups, I was given so many opportunities to develop myself, not only as a student, but as well as a professional. And those opportunities, I'm sure that I would have had those opportunities at home, but maybe I would not have been aware of them just because of the people I am exposed to over here. So yeah, definitely I would say there are more opportunities over here as a student. I had planned to stay back home for 2 years and then finish my degree abroad, but I had a really great friend that just sat down with me and just gave me amazing advice, as well as my parents and how I was raised. My family and I had always envisioned myself going abroad, so it was not a strange thought or feeling, but that is really that is something that is not common for people from back home because usually they just stay at home, but just the friends that I was surrounded with and as well my family had a different vision, and that just really gave me the courage and everything to pursue what I did, and I'm really happy that it was the way it was. So the first thing was just being independent and managing my own life for the first time. It's funny now looking back, but when I first arrived in first year, I did not know how to cook. I was not really sure how to do my own laundry, and so many things that now it's just I don't even think about them just because I've learned. Additionally, just being away from home was a shock at first, just because I had my family and everybody else to rely on whenever I need them. And the first time that I got sick was when I felt it the most, because it was wow, I'm actually by myself. Whereas if I would get sick at home, then I would have my parents taking care of me and so on and so forth. So I think that gave me a lot of strength and a lot of I don't know, it just let me realize that I am more capable of doing so many different things that I give myself credit for. And finally, I would say just I wouldn't say that I experienced a cultural shock, but for instance, back at home, we're really used to giving hugs and kisses whenever we greet each other. Whereas I came here and I was oh yeah, I that's not how things are over here. So those little things that I had to adjust, but I wouldn't really say that I experienced anything negative coming here. It was the positives really outweighed that everything or any little barrier that I encountered. Well, actually, I did not plan on being as involved as I was during university. Back at home is really different. Extracurriculars and volunteering and those things are really secondary, I would say, to studies, and the schools sometimes don't really push for that. So when I came here and I actually saw so many different ways in which I could get involved in my community and help others, and also like network to, I was really excited about those opportunities because those were things that I didn't see that were available for me back at home. So I would just say that the opportunities kind of came to me, but I also was just overwhelmed with like so many different little things that I could do and I could get involved with. And I'm that kind of person that likes to be really busy and just make the most out of my experience over here. So yeah, it was just going from basically doing a couple, like one or two extracurriculars at home to coming here and seeing so many different things that I could do, and I was like, yes, I want to do all of them. So it was basically that. Yeah, at first, I would say that I started getting heavily involved in my community at the end of my first year and starting my second year of engineering. So for sure, towards my second year, my grades, I'm not gonna lie, got like at all, and my GPA kind of sank a little bit. But then I realized that those experiences were really worth it, and as well as I knew that I wanted to get a job or an internship or something over the next summer, I knew that those experiences would help me land this other opportunity. So I really decided what were my priorities and what time commitments I should be given to each opportunity. So after having that realization, I was able to manage my time better and got my grades up and everything else. So I never had a job back at home, which is something as well that was really shocking for me when I came here, because I knew that my peers that had grown in so many different other countries already had like 2 or 3 summer jobs like during high school and those kinds of things, and I was like, wow, like I'm really at zero, right? So I would say that getting my first job was tough, but not as much as I expected, given that ever since I realized that I was behind, per se, in first or second year, I tried to fill up my resume with extracurriculars or volunteering activities. So I would say that that in some way I prepared myself for that job hunt, but still getting that first job opportunity, I would say was what was hard, just because it was the very first one. But I wouldn't say that I experienced any negative experiences. Having a different background really didn't influence any employer's decision about hiring me or not. Yeah, definitely. During my first job experience and the ones that followed, I was leading a team of 15 or 16 maintenance technicians that were all male and were up to 3 times my age, and they all were basically born and raised here in Canada. So I was given that team, and I was their boss for 4 months at a really young age of 20 years old. When I was like done my first actual semester of industrial engineering. So of course, walking into that room and just having the team ask me what to do and what were their main tasks for the day was definitely something that was shocking and that I was put on the spot. But I rapidly realized that it was that I should be number one, leveraging the people that I had at my disposal, like for instance my mentors and my boss, but also that I should be using my cultural background and leveraging that to create meaningful relationships at work. So whenever I had any downtime, I used to chat with the guys, and they would ask me so many things about Peru, and so many of them like wanted to visit. So I actually leveraged my background and my experiences to build those connections, and at the end, that was what made me successful in that opportunity. And yeah, then I kept on coming back for different co-ops at that company. So yeah, it ended up being okay. Yeah, definitely. Every time that I talk to my parents and I tell them the many different things that I'm doing. We all are really thankful that we all took the leap, and that number one, they believed in me and let me come here by myself, because my parents have never been to Canada. When I came literally by myself. So yeah, because we were doing the math, and like the minimum salary that I am earning here as a young engineer in training is, like, I would say like 5 times higher than an engineer back at home that has like 5 years of experience. So it's crazy to think that that's now my reality. But of course, that it comes with like so many different other factors. But I'm just really thankful that life turned out the way it turned out to be.
Awesome. So our last question, what would you tell yourself, your younger self, before moving here?
Okay, that's a really tough one. I would say stay true to yourself. That's number one. Number two, keep an open mind, trust your gut, and that you're more capable than you give yourself credit for. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and like, share, and subscribe.